So for video number 4 of studying Ryan Berry art, today we'll talk about how to draw this kind of mecha detailed awesome stuff like Ryan Berry do. So let's see. So like in video, my last video, when I talk about sketchbooks, I've been mentioned this thing about distribution of details and patterns. So here we can see like Ryan Berry, he often uses this approach, like less detailed area and very busy, very detailed area. So here I took 3 pictures, for example, so we can break it down, study, so you can later you can draw something with similar principles. So one moment, let's quickly break down for main elements. What I was mentioned, it's just this general aspect first. So here we have like 2D, like abstract, 2D abstract aspect. So this in a 2D abstract is about like marks on paper or also patterns. So let's say marks, lines, kind of this, right? So shapes, lines, this kind of stuff, and patterns. So let's say here what we can see, this thing, like imagine you should be able to see it as a 2D image. So it's like if you don't know what you're looking at, like don't put any meaning at it, perceive it just like visual abstraction. So and what kind of abstraction we have here? We have kind of rectangular shapes, kind of rectangles, right? And we have very complex pattern with ellipses. So let's say something like this. Sometimes ellipse will be break by rectangle, and like this kind of smaller lines, something like this. So it's some kind of like a like a Lego blocks, like a constructor pieces, elements which you can use to build patterns. So with these ellipses, this double lines and squares, you can build all this pattern, and you build it like kind of, you know, making this abstract composition itself. So if I make whole picture just 2D abstraction, it will be like little boring and flat because it don't have more layers, right? So every work became interesting when we have mix of these many layers. So here let's say like 3D, some kind of realism or objects. So here like we talking about something like representing something real. So when I look from this aspect, like I will say like, oh, this is like mechanical arm. This mechanical arm have this mechanical hand, then it have fingers. Fingers have joints. So these joints like cylinders with like connecting this kind of fingers, like rectangular metal constructions, right? So you look at this as 3D forms with a function. So some kind of meaning, some kind of object, some have some sense kind of over these lines, right? So, and you need to kind of practice this ability to combine this together. So while you draw, let's say, like, oh, it's a mechanical arm, so have like metal frame, we have this like joints, all the stuff. So while you're drawing it as an object, you need also be able to break it down to abstract level. So it will be not just your intent to copy realism, but also your work on creating a certain kind of emotional impact, kind of like. So you kind of, when you work on an abstract level, you create certain like influence on subconsciousness. So, and how Ryan Berry do this, and also Atomo do work like this, and Masamune Shiro. It's you are composing it. When you composing it with 3D, you also composing it as 2D shapes. So here, like, we have like general shape. Let's say just make quick. Here. So some kind of general shape. Then I break down this general shape to smaller shapes, like, you know, like a category and subcategory. So we'll say I just kind of making this abstract composition. It's like making melody or like music in your song, because like your song have lyrics, it have some message, but also it have music, it have melody. So in this melody it's rhythms, you know, different instruments, different sounds, all this kind of abstract characteristic, not verbal characteristic. So you see, it's kind of creates certain rhythm of busy and less busy areas in the silhouette. So, and then at the same time I can kind of put it in perspective, right? So all this can be volumetric, so it's follow like laws of material world. So it's creating this illusion of space and form within space. So in here, like this gun, you start to make it like apply the same shapes, but you also apply this 3D quality to it. So it might be like this drum here, somewhere is flat, somewhere is tubular. So this kind of idea here, right? So, and I will show you how I can do it. So and you can see it's here is this like kind of like robot character, but same approach when you draw environments, exactly same. You have shapes and you have perspective. And you need to do them both. So this is why also kind of like studying something like this, like even as like character, you will also improve with drawing environments, because it's very essential kind of composition principles here. So I don't copy exactly every proportion. I rather like want to catch some overall movement, overall mood here. So you see again, it's just finding these shapes, how they're located. This so, and here we can go more in more specific. So let's say objects, right? So if we look on this robot, what kind of elements, what kind of objects do we see? So here we can break it down to main elements. So what main elements here? We have like shields, like how it's called, like plates, right? Armor plates. This armor plates, which is like super clean, kind of, no any details on them, just rips kind of these edges. Armor plates. Then we have all these like joints or mechanics, how to call this, right? So one most common element is this circular thing. This can be different size, but this kind of same construction. It's just circular stuff. Then we have this metal like metal arm, I don't know, this flat thing, and they also like have like little different shapes, and there like might be some interesting cut. Then we have like this like boxy forms, and sometimes like here, yeah, like things like this, like hydraulic system, like here for example, like we have this like hydraulic like pipe kind of. So it's not much elements, you see. So it's very useful to make it clear for yourself, because when it's clear, when you see what you're working with, you realize it's not so confusing, not so complicated. So what elements we see here? Again, let's see, I will make this visual note here. So we have like armor plate, then we have this round head, can be different size, but it's same stuff. Then we have some kind of they can be like different shape. I don't really know what it represents. Maybe it have like one side, and then it can be like some other stuff. Anyway, I will consider it like this. So it's like flat, kind of, with different cuts. It can be some other cuts. Anyway, you can just consider it as an element, play around with this. And so it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, just 4 elements. Element number 4 is like on the finger we can see. It's this kind of thing. It's kind of similar to this. And maybe okay, on number 5 is this hydraulic, this pipe kind of. So all these details is just these elements. You just play around with them. Hello, Not Jackson. Yeah. Так. So, and now you need to put these elements in perspective. And what perspective we have here? It's kind of a general perspective grid, like my little different from reference, but let's see. It's like general grid, and you just need to have some idea of it. So like this, right? And then you can consider each limb, kind of each part, as this like a bunch of boxes. So let's say like this. No, this already is clear here. We have this box here. We have this kind of boxy forms here, and they follow this general grid. They follow this general perspective. Then we have this leg here. You can see it as a box, kind of here is round, but still it follows this general grid. So we can also make vertical lines here. So I can, you see, like I can make some much more lines for leg itself. So it just will help me to draw details. So then we have this leg rotated. So some kind of this. Then here we have this box. And this one, maybe a little extended here, kind of this. Same, and the arm is just like different proportion boxes, like one box. Go like this. Then we have box kind of like this. And then here you can see it's like kind of joint here, and then we have this box for shoulder. Looks a little like this. Hello, James. Yeah, it's very practical, very common, essential kind of thing. So, and the firearm here, rifle, kind of. So it's also, you see, like a box. So what is important here, we have shape. Shape is, you see, is like a proportion, maybe some like a silhouette, so we know like when it's round shape or it's angular shape, right? So, and then we need this perspective, but don't be too much detailed. It's more just like your figure out perspective grids, like some big general perspective grid and more like particular perspective grid, because like I said before in my other tutorials, like when you make box became kind of perspective grid for stuff near or inside box, because you see it's like we have box, right? So it means now we have set of vertical lines, and like here it means all this will have same principle. Then we have set of x lines, so it means all x line will be like this. You can extend them, and same with this z lines. So now we know when we have box, we know direction of these lines. So when I make box here, okay, I don't need to draw, but I already know like all this axis will be like this, right? So these boxes just give you idea of form of perspective. So now, okay, this stage complete. We have shapes, we have perspective grid. Now we can like start to make, like, clarify a little more in details, like compose, kind of arrange more precisely, kind of where is what. So, and on this stage I always like consider just doing it for my convenience. So just make kind of marks of main elements, so later when I will draw with ink, make final line art, I will know all main, like, main proportions, position of all main elements. But also I want to have some kind of unknown parts, so I can figure out in the process. So it's kind of like little creative process for me to do in inking, because I don't want to just drawing above my pencil lines, you know. Hello, bully. I have tutorials about how to draw wheels, how to draw sphere, so you can see there about I talking about ellipses in these tutorials. Like how to draw wheel, you can go like first tutorial how to draw wheel, there is about ellipse there. Так, so here this draw. Can like fingers. Yeah, like for fingers, for example, like it's definitely better with pencil when you can make some outline, helps you to draw details. Kind of this. Okay, so it's kind of a level of pencil stage. Now I have general idea of everything, and I can just draw final line art. Так. So it's kind of studies. They improve your general like artistic or visual intellect. You're kind of like installing new filter in your brain. So let's say like here, right, you see we have this area with many details, so it's just like busy pattern, and while is actual details in perspective, you need also consider it as a bunch kind of geometry, like flat geometry with the lines and shapes, some spots, you know. This kind of challenge here and complexity of this kind of drawings in this like dichotomy kind of. Hello guys. I have no idea what Ryan Berry is studying, but I was just look his Instagram history, and I mean definitely can see his progress, and I don't know, like it's not very reasonable kind of question here, because I always say education, it's self-education, and to have this kind of skill you can learn it yourself with tutorials, workshops. You can find some workshops like how's it called, Will Weston, I think, if I spell properly his name. I think Will Weston you can find. He have like very cool high quality kind of master classes in perspective and all stuff. Or you can really like self-educate from my tutorials, because a teacher, he don't make anything for you. You still need to understand and practice yourself. So let's say like you have a teacher in a studio, so he like can physically be present and approach to you and like punch his pencil on your paper, you know, to say like, hey, do you see mistake? And or you have some virtual teacher, kind of, you know, like online teacher. It's almost same. Definitely, of course, it's faster if you like apprentice of a master. So but here again it's like important is not place where you go, but people from who you study. You need to know who is your teacher, and also what is a community. Because if you have good teacher but your community is no good, it's also kind of bad thing. Because your education might be very expensive, but eventually you will find out you can you can faster learn yourself because you have less distraction at home than in your art class, because your classmates are very loud, they're like talking nonsense, busy with all this nonsense stuff, like they discuss about like how to celebrate birthday, like, you know, do you need that? No. It's definitely not help you to become artist. So if talk about like, is it possible to learn like this? Okay, I learn like from nothing to skill what I have right now. Maybe like if like for this moment, if I cannot like came up with such kind of like crazy detailed dynamic mecha drawings like Ryan Berry, but is in this moment, in like 1 month maybe you will see I will draw something like this myself. No, I mean like I'm already kind of there, just need some more practice for fluency. And if you look history of Ryan Berry Instagram, I see history like in like his progress, and yeah, like my level is pretty close to this his current level. Yeah, definitely you can become professional with self-educated, and and you see here we go to another more kind of deeper and better question. It's like you say professional artist, right? So if you want to be professional, best if you study on a workplace. So it's another story. It's not about going to art college or somewhere like university. You start to study, you start to practice, you try already do yourself projects which you will do on the work, on the, like professional projects. Like Daniel Warren Johnson say, he start to plan his work day like if he already have project from actual publisher. So like you like for example like Daniel Warren Johnson, he say he imagined like if Marvel for example Marvel like already give him contract, say like okay, now you work for us and you draw comic book for us, right? So he will need to draw like one page a day, like draw like 8 hours a day, let's say, right? So do it right now. Imagine like you already hired right now, and try to work on this kind of following requirements, like same like schedule, like you wake up and you go to work. It's not like you go to study and like preparing for something. No, imagine you already work, and then when you have some certain level of dedication and skill, of course, also it will be some skill. I mean, you don't need to be 100% professional when you can already approach some professional community, like or workplaces, right? So because people, they might be looking for fresh blood, so-called, right? For young workers. So, and if they see you already working, you already kind of, you can organize yourself, so without it being under control, kind of under pressure of your boss and stuff, right? It's very rare quality, like it's gold. If you can motivate yourself, just work on your own without somebody pushing you, reminding you, controlling you, it's already very good quality. Everybody like it's very rare, and every manager, every boss dream about workers like this. So, and you go there and you say like you can take some like apprentice job, and so you can see everything from inside. You learn on the workplace. So it's the best when you have, of course, if you have some opportunity to go inside real company, real like publisher or something, and work like among with professionals. Maybe start with some simple task, but yeah, most important is that you are within community. But also I believe it will work if you will be on your own, but you will like grow your professional mindset, your professional ethic, so you like work like you're already hired, like you already have like project from like work on a dream project. And this exactly like case of Daniel Warren Johnson. We can see in his example it's work. It's definitely work. Also, like I because I work a lot of different projects, now I only work for projects. I don't like to work for salary. And what I hear from kind of company owners, from like HR managers, they say they always, first of all, they want to see, like, is this person able to be like self-motivated, or he lazy. So, you know, this kind of person who just sit and wait, you tell him, like, you waiting for commands, kind of, you know. So they don't like to hire people who wait for commands, like, tell me what to do, you know. Nobody likes this. They're looking for people who have interest, like sincere interest, motivation, and I think Steve Jobs, he say his management is about find people who smarter than him, like hire people who smarter and better than him. So like manager or boss, he don't want to tell you what to do. You need to know better than him. You need to tell boss like what is better to do. You need to like be a couple step farther than anybody else. Yeah, this kind of also helped with this mindset, to establish this mindset. It's a very good book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I read it a long time ago. I think it's a very, very good book. Definitely must have on your bookshelf, so you can read it from time to time. So is this kind of idea of being proactive, right? Idea of being proactive is like, it's not only like it's possible to learn yourself to be professional. It's possible more than that. You learn how to be professional, and then you learn it so well, so later you can teach other people how to learn more effective, more efficient, because you really you did it so hardcore and so like throughout, like you kind of develop your own vision, your own approach. You make a lot of kind of your own discoveries how it works. This is a proactive mindset. It's like, don't wait somebody will give you something or provide you with some solutions, ideas. Be this person who find it on your own, like provide it for other people, because this how it always been. It always been this way. It's just some people choose to provide things, to make things by themselves, and majority of people, or let's say like default mode of everyone, like we always tend just to be like consumers, just to take some ready-made scheme, like ready-made approach, so we don't need to use our brain, kind of stuff, So it's a very important kind of thing, because who we are as creators, if we are not able to do our own thing, like how can you create your own work if your mindset is always follow somebody, So you should be kind of guy who other people follow, kind of this. Так, so here, let's say, talking about this and study Ryan Perry, Так. So here I will less talk, I just show again. So it's like shape. See. Just first establish some general shapes, general proportions. It's like really look like chicken leg. Так. Yeah, so you can watch interview Daniel Warren Johnson for Proca channel. It's a very good, like inspirational interview. Daniel Warren Johnson, he telling there about this, how he self-trained kind of for being professional comic book artist. And also I watch like this, what's it called, Felix Art, I think is publisher with who he work, like agency, right? And this Felix, their CEO, he talking about Daniel Warren. He recognized this. He talking about this, so he like tell exactly what I say. He say he recognized in a Daniel Warren Johnson. He recognized his proactive, kind of eager, how he passionate and hard working in making comics. So he kind of, when he see how much kind of initiative and work Daniel Warren Johnson do on his own, he realized he want to support him he want to be kind of like his agent. So this kind of interesting reality about our world. It's like we kind of, everybody will like success kind of, right? So they want to see when like support or maybe be part of somebody's success. Nobody will like take care of you like when you're confused and like, oh, I don't know what I want, somebody tell me what to do, kind of this. And I think is right, is totally let's see. It makes sense because so many people, they ask for help, for support, and they just addicted to help. They don't want to become independent, they don't want to do any initiative, they just want keep receiving free stuff. To my haircut, to my style. So you see again, like we have this different areas of like this part here is like less busy. Let's do some line art. And also can show you, okay, we'll show you perspective grid here. So like I say, with perspective grids, you don't need to draw them all the time, but at the beginning when you study perspective grids, yeah, you need to draw a lot of them, so later you already will see how it works. So let's say here I already have this like perspective grid kind of, right? Kind of this for this arm, so it's like X axis here, right? So and this will be like, okay, let's say, yeah, like this, like y-axis for arm itself. It's kind of this its own small perspective grid with tilted y-axis, because this is like a box, right? Like I told before. So we have this like two boxes for arm. Each box will have like this each like individual grid. So also can say about self-education and education. Education is not about like you need something you can only get from other people. No, everything you can learn yourself. Everything. It's just yeah, other people, they can like support you and like they inspire you, motivate you. And if with the right people, if you find like right teachers and masters and the right community, yeah, they will help you improve faster. That's it. But all improvement is your own work. All understanding of theory, practice is all your own work. So it's exactly same if you study yourself or in a group. It's always like in the end you just yourself in front of paper and you need to draw. It's not like you have like party or like teacher standing hug you and like say it's okay, you can do it, you can do it, keep drawing. No, nothing like that. I hope you know. So eventually it's always like you need to sit in front of paper with all your self-doubt, all this uncertainty, confusion, and you need to get over it, step over it, and just draw, just practice. You sit in front of book, like teacher tell you, you need to study this book, right? And you take this book yourself, you open this book and you read this book. You want to sleep, you want to watch some cartoons, but you say no, I need to focus. So it's always your own effort, no matter like it's you have teacher or you don't have teacher, you know. So if you don't have teacher, don't think it's a problem. Right now it's totally not a problem at all. And no, it doesn't mean like you need like completely sit and invent yourself. Like I say, you go just find some workshops, masterclass, or watch YouTube tutorials like this. You can find like answers for your questions. So you need to draw, you need to come up with questions, like problems you want to solve, and you search answers. Here for a bit. So try to like squint or kind of practice this ability to forget meaning of this and just see as abstract lines. So you see kind of how this kind of became like some kind of mosaic, just flow of shapes and symbols kind of. Hello, bully. Yeah, sure, draw a lot of ellipse. It's always help. Okay, all this like ellipse, line, it's kind of like when you was in the first grade study write characters. Treat it this way. Just take like a piece of paper and try to draw like this perfect ellipses all along paper. But also I will not like don't need to be so much like obsessed with the perfection of your lines and ellipses. It's not kind of so important, so should be not like big trouble with ellipses for you. Just you keep in mind like you need to improve your ellipses from time to time. You keep working on them, but also look some Kim Jong-gi, Google Kim Jong-gi artwork. You see how many bad ellipses he have. So you just also realize you don't need to draw perfect ellipses. So don't kind of spend too much time for perfection in kind of ellipses. It's not so important. Because like if for your work you need perfect ellipses, eventually like if it's really very important, yeah, then you just need to use some tool like set of ellipses or whatever. So at first, of course, if you like draw like 10 ellipses in your life, yeah, then of course you need some very basic practice. So you like one day, each day you make like one page. You again, it's like in a book of Scott Roberts on how to draw. He say everything there already. It's all there. You must have this book. It's just kind of essential book for artists to have, like digital or paper version. Because this like ellipse stuff, it's so basic, so it should be not big problem at all. So it's like if you talk about problem with ellipses, it's only kind of sign of like you draw not enough. It's like you need to draw much more in general. Actually, I have muscle body, need to start use it. But here wings not so clear. Okay. Так. Here I have this. I just imagine it's actually like scene from Terminator 2 when Schwarzenegger like takes skin off his hand. He's like, wow, look at this. Let's talk. So like, look here what I mean, right? So many, like, look at this just like a pattern. So we have this like abstract composition of ellipses and lines, like curved lines, straight lines, zigzag lines, and then this. It's like you don't know what is that. Like nobody know. It's just abstraction, right? And here, like Ryan Berry here, he compose just on a level of abstraction. He make very cool composition. So this is what make his art so cool, because it's composed on both levels, on an abstract and realistic level. So you can learn how to draw lines, you can learn how to draw in perspective, but how to compose to make it like interesting, like special vibe, atmospherical stuff, it's a very individual work. It's some kind of personal drive. You need to have this. You need to have kind of this music in you. Here, okay. So, and this also is something about like a concept of beauty, kind of, right? Like it's very interesting. I was making workshop like in a cafe about urban sketching, and I show like how to draw all this complex environment, like pipes, cables. It's just kind of my style, you know, drawing like all this urban mess. And there was some woman come to workshop, and she's like, look at this. It's like, why? But why you teach this? It's not beautiful. And it's like, what? And I kind of understand it. No, it's interesting. Like when you go all this, like cafe shops, like nowhere have this like art studio, and a housewife come to draw flowers, dogs, this kind of pretty pictures. For them, it's what they think about art. They think art is about something pretty, kind of. You need to draw flowers, you need to draw sunset, some like city with reflections in a rainy day on the asphalt, kind of all this pretty shiny stuff, kind of, right? But what I will more like formulate what I will call beauty, kind of, in art. It's not like about beauty, it's about essence, right? So when artwork have essence, this kind of good artwork, and this essence can be complex, multifaceted. So like here, like on many levels. And when you combine many levels together in one harmony, kind of, then it's kind of beauty. At least this is what I will call beauty, because it's just incredible, like how kind of like unrelatable, kind of seemingly unrelatable aspects can be like arranged together in a perfect unity. This kind of what make this beauty of artwork for me, from my perception. And this why what I also think is beauty in stuff we call beautiful. It's a harmony of many different aspects, like flowers, whatever. It's always like a combination of something pretty, functional, and also ugly and necessary, maybe I can say. Some realism and ideal. So it's like, let's say you wanted to draw puppy, right? It's not just about drawing like cute eyes and stuff. No, it's also about drawing anatomy, and you need to kind of imagine this puppy without skin. You need to, in your mind, like artist, right? You kind of need to deconstruct whole puppy with all his prettiness and see him as some kind of mechanism. And only then you will able to show prettiness of this puppy. And this what amateur like this kind of hobby artist will never understand. Their idea is too primitive, too flat, and lack of layers. Так. Yeah, so this is kind of these small forms here. Rainberry drawers looks like from like this kind of mechanism from watch. Really interesting. I have no idea where he take it from. Maybe some transformers, like this transformer movie maybe. Hello Roger, thank you. Yeah, in the beginning of video I explain all principles how you can draw like this, so you can better understand Rainberry like techniques. And we can also see this stuff in Katsuhiro Otomo, in Masamune Shiro art. They also apply this same principles, like abstraction, perspective, and like composition with like arranging different elements in some kind of musical composition. For me it's like this, you know, like a synesthesia. I almost can hear it, you know, when these shapes. So kind of weaving this mosaic with a pattern from like actual 3D elements, but in same time it's like also being flat abstraction. And again, like same happen with the colors, same with the shading, colors. It's always not only as something real, but is also like abstraction. Oh, hello Luke, hello to Germany from Taiwan. What time in Germany now? Wow, okay. Yeah, in Taiwan it's 9:30 a.m. Cool, thank you. Так. Yeah, also check out Ryan Berry Instagram. I will put link in description. Так. And here one more from him. Some like forget this movie, how they call it. So again, like shapes and perspective grid at first. So let's see. Here we have this rifle. This, maybe a little, because I have different paper size. Mine is square, so little move. Let's do kind of this. Yeah, I do like every day, almost every day, at least like 5 days a week I make live streams. Have different tutorials like about perspective. So let's see. Kind of little recompose here. Wow, so cool. Mirroring to the curve on tilted surface. Yeah, if you go like slowly through Scott Robertson, it's everything there is very clear. It's just sometimes it's about you really need to get some practice before you go to next stage, because your lack of understanding is also came from lack of practice. It's really hard to comprehend for beginners. Like it took a lot of time for me also to understand. It's like in a drawing with all this perspective, composition, all this stuff. It's not only theory, it's also practice. You cannot understand it just from theory. So if like Scott Robertson in a book give you like these first stages when you need to like draw in, I forget, there's like this first like ellipses, boxes, something like this. You really need to spend some time to slowly practice it. Then you go to next steps, and you will better understand next steps if you have some previous practice. It's hard to explain, but you need to really, you will understand it when you kind of see it, how it works. And if you like lack of practice on the previous stages, then it's harder for you to understand theory, more advanced theory. Так. Cool. Welcome to my channel. Так, so here we have this like shapes, right? First make this general arrangement. Then we can see for a figure here in the front, perspective grid will be like this, right? You see this x-axis, this x-axis, kind of like this, and the z-axis. So like you can look at this one. It's show you z-axis for this figure on the first plan. Z-axis. Then this one also like a z-axis. For me looks, yeah, and now we can see it's match with a building, right? So now it's make like general perspective grid will be associated with this figure. So we have this z-axis, and it means horizon line somewhere here. So let's see. And I can do little my way like this. So horizon line about here. So it's Z. And then like I show, this will be x-axis. So x-axis here, horizon line, and what's in between. So look, I also have like basic perspective tutorial on the channel. You can just go explore. And I think it's very useful to watch. Like my first tutorial about perspective, like basics, something like this. So, and y-axis. Here's like a lot of stuff falling down in this picture, and we can say y-axis is like this. I think it looks like it's slightly 3 vanishing point perspective kind of. So this will be kind of grid here. Yeah. So okay. So I will not like totally follow all proportions, just again like I say, like make some similar rather than like 100% copy. Instead of 100% copy, because I'm not practice copying skill. Так. And here. So cool. It's definitely this case, like when you start to better see this illustration when you copy it, because really like see much more information right now than before. So here all these plates on the back following this grid, you see. Ой, oh, interesting. So yeah, and then we just like following this grid, just can add some more of this stuff, some buildings. And here like a lot fallen building, some fog, I don't know, smoke and dust. Just make row sketch. One more dude here. Hello, Blondie. Tom Fox anatomy. I don't know. Tom Fox. No, I never hear about Tom Fox anatomy book. I like this small books. How's it called? I like Morpho in this one. They're really kind of cool. And also Gottfried Bames. So I think best anatomy book is Gottfried Bames. You can look. It's kind of Scott Robertson of anatomy from my consideration. Good. I think it's right like this. Gottfried Bames. Maybe spell a little different, but Google will show you. So it's like a huge book. And what is important here is like very like scientific. Here he's like talking about every like a function, movement, structure, like a groups of muscles. stuff like this. So it's like super detailed, and it's like this study book from academical art education. So in art universities people study from this Gottfried Bames. And yeah, so me personally I like these two books. And the rest of stuff, yeah, you always need to find some extra information in the internet. Like you know, Ron Lehman, like he have good YouTube channel talking about how to draw anatomy. Like, I think Ron Lehman, right? You can find his YouTube channel, Lemon Tips, something like this. He really like he demonstrates like everything, like how there's many layers of drawing human figure with all muscles, like how to draw figure in perspective, how to draw like bones, muscles in a different pose, how to like break down reference photograph. Because this Bames is like maybe too dry to study, but I think need to have at home, so you can read many theory from this book. Just if you want like very detailed information. Also, I hope this reference and inspirations is open now in my Discord. There is a link for a blog of artist Red Scrunches, something with like Red Scrunches. I'm not sure exactly how to spell his name. And he also very good in drawing figures. And what I like in him is not just some dry theory about like how to draw anatomy properly. No, he really can draw like very stylized figures. He can draw like very dynamic figures while being like very like he knows anatomy very well. He's like animation artist. Red scrunches, scrunches, something like this. Yeah, you know, better maybe than buy books, you watch Will Weston, Will Weston workshops about anatomy, because he like perfect for beginners, like because he first of all he talking about proportions, and he have kind of system like help you to memorize everything. I think like not sure again like how to write. I think Will Weston. You can check it out. He have some maybe videos on YouTube too. There are a lot of images and some videos from his workshops online. Because anatomy is like so complicated, and it's more like important to find useful approach, so you can not only like study theory but also you learn in the process how to apply this knowledge. Because it takes many years from beginner level and to level when you can like make like a very realistic anatomy in your work. So you know, before you get to this perfect stage, you need to draw somehow on an intermediate stage. Because otherwise you will like give up, because too much frustration. It's like you study, but you still cannot apply your theory. It's kind of very annoying. So, and I think like Will Weston, he have this system like really very practical, so you can use it very early on the early stages. Because also like this Gottfried Bames and a lot of other anatomy books, they're more like useful for artists who drawing from life figures. But Will Weston, he perfect for illustrators, comic book artists, animators. No, just draw some weird. Hello, drawn by James. Thank you. Yeah, in the beginning of this stream, I was talking about like system, how you can draw stuff like this. There's certain techniques. My marker already dry. And you can also look Ryan Berry Instagram. I will put link in description. And there is also, I already have like 3 video about his work where I explain like what kind of techniques you can use to draw like him. And there will be one more video I plan to do. Let's also make some helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter, paracopter, paracopter. It's like news helicopter. And some clouds. Let's make him more evil, kind of. Так. Okay, so kind of this for today. So it's like number 4 video about Ryan Berry work. How can you draw in his style? What kind of techniques he use, or I think he use, or what kind of techniques you can use, you can apply to make this kind of work. And there will be one more video where I will talk about Ryan Berry, like crazy chaos, like he have this like Godzilla, like total destruction, like broken city everywhere, these mega robots, like kind of Akira and Godzilla style stuff. It's like broken buildings, and even King Kong, stuff like this. So this will be video number 5 with Ryan Berry. So you can look previous videos. Also I have a lot of tutorials about how to draw in perspective, so you can learn all this stuff. I'm mostly self-taught, like I've been studying in art college and art university, but I've been studying like how to draw from real life, from observation. And then many years after, like most of my skill I learn myself from books, from tutorials, from workshops, master classes, kind of this. And you can learn yourself too. You can learn a lot from my tutorials. I also have Gumroad. If you want, can check my Gumroad for some like how to urban sketch and stuff. Yeah. So also want to say thank you for YouTube members and my Patreons. yeah, thank you for your support, and everybody also who wants support my educational YouTube channel. You can become member. Just $3 in a month is like 1 cup of coffee. Yeah, like for art. And you can like leave your request. You can join my Discord and show your work in Discord. I can give you feedback, like for your perspective or illustration drawings. Yeah, so thank you for watching. See you next